a Ghanatube so ebuzia form dot slow mesan so emamo akwa ababiom matna CD na ewie insem ahodo enkoso ewo oman Ghana na entempara no me ntwentwen so emfama mo no yebeka kotie insem ahodo bi a ekoso ewo oman Ghana.
Know that in the whole of 2024 gold exports for the whole year stood at 66 tons. With an export value of $4.6 billion. We've done only 6 months, and yet we've crossed the $4.6 billion we got for the whole of 2024. We've crossed it. We've gone beyond $5 billion. And in terms of the volumes too, we're almost getting to 66 tons. We've done 50 tons and over. And we are optimistic that by the end of the next month, we would have hit the 60 tons. And we are doing all this so that we cut out the activities of enemies of the state, the criminals who have decided to engage in gold smuggling and deprive of our nation of the needed revenue for development and forex for currency stability. And with the establishment of the gold board and the inauguration of the task force that has been set up by the gold board under the direction of President Mahama and the Minister of Finance, we hope to intensify the fight against smuggling because the approach so far has been ad hoc. We have been relying on men from the national security apparatus on an ad hoc basis. So you realize that any time we deploy national security to the market, there is discipline. By any time we recall them, then you see people engaging in all form of vices in the market. This time around, we are not going to recall them because we have a permanent standby force protecting the national interest, ensuring that everybody trading in gold has a license. And to have a license means we have your data, we've done the necessary due diligence on you, we know the source of the money you're using to trade in gold, and we know it is clean money and not fraught with any money laundering or terrorism financing funds. And we also know that you are a Ghanaian, because foreigners are not allowed to engage in gold trading anymore. I think that has become a broken record. Everybody knows that. Most of the foreigners have complied with the law and have left. Others are still hiding in their rooms in Kumasi and Obuasi and other places, and we have picked intelligence on them, and in the coming weeks you see us raiding most of their hideouts and arresting them and seizing their gold and so on. And this time around, we are not going to deport any foreigner. We are going to make sure that we prosecute the matters to the very end, because if Ghanaians will be prosecuted, then the situation cannot be different for foreigners who brazenly oppose the law. So we want to call on the media to help us to sensitize the public, particularly those who desire to engage in gold trading or who wants to buy gold, to follow due process. If you want to know that an entity is licensed by the gold board to deal in gold, please go to our website, goldboard.gov.gh. Effective tomorrow, not today, effective tomorrow, you can check the repository tab. When you click on the repository tab, you will see the list of all licenses we have issued. You will know who is an aggregator, who is a tier 2 buyer, who is a tier 1 buyer, and that list will be updated regularly so that you are not defrauded or you are not misled, because that will not be an excuse for violating the law. When you see us launch or inaugurate a task force, don't say that, hey, who are these people? Yes, they will be in uniforms, not the regular uniforms that the military or police officers wear, but the civilian operatives who are national security operatives will be in their own uniforms. And on the 8th of July, the president himself will showcase that. But as part of the task force are also members of the military and members of the Ghana Police Service who will be deploying on a permanent and sustainable basis to all mining areas and gold trading areas to ensure that anybody trading in gold is compliant with the law. And if you are found culpable, you will not be spared. Nobody can call to make any intervention for us to leave you off the hook. We will make sure that we take you through the full rigors of the law. So, by way of summary, this is the short announcement that we have for our stakeholders. If you don't yet have a gold board license, make sure you have it. And don't say that I have applied for the license, I don't have the license, so because I have applied, I will continue to trade. You must wait and get a license before you trade, because getting the license helps us to trace the entire value chain. We know who is buying what quantity, and therefore if gold is being smuggled, we will know. And when you're buying the gold, the terms and conditions of the license mandates you to issue mandatorily the approved and official gold board receipts, which helps us to reconcile, what is going on in the gold trading space across the country and make sure that we are getting value for money as a country. The gold board has so far been a great blessing to Ghana, and there is no gain saying that. Within the short period that we have operated, first as PMMC and now as gold board, we've exported close to 50 tons of gold as we speak, and that is gold from just the small scale sector. And for the first time in Ghana's history, gold export from the small scale sector has exceeded gold exports from the large scale sector, showing clearly that the small scale sector is a very important and critical sector that, as the president said, if properly harnessed, can really help the development and the transformation we all seek for our beloved country. And that is why he has established the Ghana Gold Board. And so we will not let the people of Ghana down. When you hear that we have exported over 50 tons of gold, because this month alone we are doing almost 9 tons of gold, then you know that this month alone we've brought in nothing less than $900 million in forex for the Bank of Ghana. And so if the Bank of Ghana has enough forex liquidity for the market and for government obligations, and the CD is strong and stable, it is because of some of these things that the gold board is doing. We are not saying that you cannot apply for a gold board license today simply because the deadline has elapsed. That is not the meaning of the deadline. Anybody who wants to trade in gold can apply for a gold board license at any time of their choice. At any time of their choice. And once you apply, we will consider your application in a spirit of fairness and transparency. And we will make sure that once you meet the eligibility criteria, you are given your license. But what the deadline means is that if you do not have a gold board license as we speak today, you cannot legally buy or trade in gold in Ghana. So all you have to do is to wait, apply for the license, be issued with a license before you engage in gold trading. If you flout this important legal provision, you will be committing a very serious offense. And I want to address our minds to Section 63 of Act 1140, the Ghana Gold Board Act 2025, which says that a person shall not buy gold from a person in the country unless that person has been issued with a license by the gold board. And when you are issued with a license, it comes with terms and conditions. The terms and conditions can be gleaned from our website. Every category of license comes with its own unique terms and conditions. Every license also comes with its own requirements, and we have put in place appropriate measures to ensure continuous compliance with these important regulations at all times by our licensees, to ensure not only responsible trading, but to ensure that the state is able to benefit from the trading of our gold and other precious minerals. And so Section 63 subsection 2 provides that a person who contravenes a provision of subsection 1, and subsection 1F is what says that you can't buy gold without a license. It says a person who contravenes a provision of subsection 1 commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of not less than 50,000 penalty units and not more than 200,000 penalty units, or to a term of imprisonment of not less than 5 years and not more than 10 years, or to both. So you can see from the imprisonment term that this is a very serious offense, and it's our expectation that all stakeholders will play by the rules so that we will not have to crack the whip or anybody. But for those who are hell-bent on trading illegally without a license, we are serving notice that we are coming after you.
Motie ama mo de comment me o comment monye sa enfama me na menkin kai ema mo fefefe aha eye Ghanatube so bi on subscribe ya ebusianfo to bo ase na subscribe na Facebook me a eye notification bell no so se na bia nsem no me de tuma na wenya ne interpass me ma we mfin so se obe like na afin so wa share in videos we e channel we so ebusianfo aha Ghanatube so mo do for snowy sisi ade makramo.